Background music for this podcast is used with permission from the Hustle Cat soundtrack. If you like it, please check out at SAMMNEILAND or that same name at .bandcamp.com. You can see in the description below. Thank you. Hey everybody, welcome back to Visual Novel Book Club. I'm your pal Slowbeef. With me, of course, my good friend Jim.
Hello.
My good friend Turbo C.
Hello.
My good friend Devious Vacuum.
Hey there.
My good friend Pulahoko.
Yeah.
No, I like tripped for a minute.
Who's the other one, huh?
Yeah, I know. I always do these out of order.
You pronounced the air quotes on that one.
My good friend.
Yes. There was a little in-joke, too, before we started. Alright, so...
now my only friend is Mason.
Mason, yes. We used the new Twitter handle, Visual Novel, at Visual Novel BC. And had a little Twitter poll, as they call it, and Mason won out, and we are gonna try and date Mason.
A little Twitter poll, like, as the kids say.
As the children
You guys
say.
asked for it. We're giving it to you.
Yeah, our fans made
Maybe phrasing a little different.
such a reasonable choice. I'm impressed, frankly.
Yes, there was clearly one correct choice, and you guys got it.
So, the Mason route. What are we thinking so far? Who wants to start us off?
Well, first of all, I just want to say, listening to the intro music now for the third time, it's still good, and if you don't like it, fuck you. It's good. Is it magic that I love you is a good line. I would listen to this music on my own, driving somewhere in my car. Absolutely, 100%.
Driving 150 miles an hour in my car.
Yes, exactly.
Blazing fast with my BMW.
As I go to meet death in my car, 200 miles an hour, I would be listening to this song. It's great.
Please, his name is Graves.
This song might drive me to meet death at 200 miles an hour in my car.
So I think... I don't think this route had anything that we hadn't already seen in terms of the pre... split choices.
Yeah.
I think there was only one, which was when we're had the opportunity to sneak a donut on our first or second day. We can choose not to, but we still get the image of
Yeah,
it's so weird.
Yeah, Mason still intimidates
you
us.
still get the image of Mason, right? Even though she's like, oh, you like donuts, huh? And it's like totally normal or whatever. So.
But it's nice.
Maybe it's like a deal where you can't really resist. Like you're taking it and you're just like, oh, I shouldn't. No, this is... Ugh.
I don't want to, but my hand moved on its own. That sort of thing.
And this is also, now on the Mason route, we have the context of, Mason making food for everyone in the morning and, telling us that we need to eat better or that we're going to eat here. And so she's, in case we forgot from the other routes, she still establishes wanting to sort of take care of everyone by making food for them. And so when we say that, we would really like a donut, but we're not going to take one, she says she'll make us donuts later. And that's actually really nice. It works out.
We said we like strawberry. Strawberry, the sprinkles, chocolate drizzle, and I think Avery wants to add something else before Mason says, "Hold up, bucko."
Oh wait,
not
before
going
that
nuts
though,
here.
after we help out with the boxes, have we seen that scene before where we're loading the boxes and taking them out?
Oh
No, I
yeah,
think that's
so
new.
Oh no,
that's new,
yeah,
I
that's
think
new,
that one is
actually,
that
too,
might
for
be the
us, too.
first one that's new.
let's back up a little, hustle catters.
Yeah, it's just, if you, after the uniform scene, if you go into the kitchen and then offer to help Mason, and she's like, oh, well, if you really want to help, then move those boxes. We try to move the boxes on our own because we're an idiot baby. And,
Avery is such a dumb baby in this route.
Like, the boxes
we're
are really
kinda-
wide, and he can't really stretch his arms across them. So he's, like, figuring out how to take the boxes out.
And Mason's there to be like, there's twine. There's twine right there. Tie them up and
Like-
drag them out.
Basic problem-solving ability.
I like
Not
the
our
little
forte.
joke that they have. I forget like the exact content, but like after Avery wraps him up with twine, Avery makes, Mason chides you for being a little weak, and then Avery's like, well, I hope the boxes don't blow me away or something like that.
Yeah. And then also important in the scene is that Mason laughs at Avery. Like, Mason kind of laughs at us, and Hayes also kind of laughs at us, but it's like both of them are trying to be discreet about it, which I guess is the difference between the kitchen staff and like the front of house people.
Right.
Because the kitchen staff are like polite enough to not, like, all the other people would just laugh. Yeah. But yeah, so like Mason, and then with the donuts, like Mason obviously is like being friendly and kind, although I think Avery like doesn't quite know how to interpret it because she's so stoic. But she's like being nice. Like, it seems like she's an intimidating presence, but she's never mean to us or anyone really. She's only ever
Like,
nice.
It's kind of hard to describe. It's just, stoic is a really good word to put it. I would have said, like, just, quiet, but just kind of no nonsense. But yeah, she's not mean to anybody. She just gets to the point.
She doesn't put up a lot of bullshit, too.
There's another thing, like, before even we get to the boxes, we offer to help in the kitchen, and she says something along the lines of, it'll be faster doing it by myself than babysitting someone. And I think she's just sort of the no-nonsense type
just there to do a
personality.
job, and it's like, look, probably a longer form would be, I appreciate it, but I've got this, there's nothing you can really do to help me.
Yeah, like, we'll train you when I'm not busy or something like that.
And you can probably read that different ways. Like, I almost wish there was voice acting, because I can read it in two different ways, right? Where it's like, oh, I don't want to babysit someone, like, in a mean way, or, like, just, like, a very, like, it'll be easier this way than babysitting someone. Like, very, like, matter-of-fact, kind of, like...
From stuff that happens later, I get the matter-of-fact kind of impression more, But, I have a question, though. Did I just ever notice Mason's vocal affectation? Like,
when she clipped the words and stuff.
Yeah, like,
so
okay,
this is
right,
actually one of the things where, like, Mason probably would be the person that most refers to you in a third person, but like I said, there's only like one instance where they actually refer to you by your pronouns. Mason refers to you like, sort of, it's, if you started a sentence with like, he's okay, Mason would say, "It's-okay."
It's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
But she does that, like, a lot.
Oh, yeah,
like,
a lot.
Like, so nice, so spare, that, like,
Yep.
S apostrophe, like, to like, to squash its.
Yeah, pretty much any sentence that would have started with "it's" just becomes
It's, he's, she's, those sort of things, yeah.
Yeah, I never, ever noticed it, honestly, like, if she had talked like that
Because she barely
earlier.
talks, otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I like Mason. Not a fan of that part so much, but whatever. That's the vocal affect.
I like that vocal tick, because I do that every so often, yeah.
It's one of those vocal affectations that's particularly difficult to write and read.
So I'm a fan of it.
I think it's good that the characters speak in different ways in this game. I think that is a good exercise for the writer to do, and like that's sort of a nice shortcut to keep them from all sounding very samey.
Mason and Noct, I think, are the two that most have the most distinct of those two, and I think Noct plays it off a bit better in
Yeah, like he's got a little bit of a drawl, but not like overtly Southern. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep. I think that might be my only issue with Mason's is that it's not quite uniformly applied. Like sometimes that doesn't come in. It's only for pronouns. It doesn't seem like she's clipping other words, which like if that was just happening a lot, it would seem to make more consistent sense.
So the one thing I will say after the donuts is I was super after like all the donut talk. I was super hungry for some like fresh, ready to make.
Yo,
donuts.
right? Yeah.
If you've never had like made to order donuts, by the way, where like they make it in front of you and boil it in grease, it is so good.
Ooh.
I've heard of
I
that.
ever have.
Oh,
but
the
I've never
best.
had it.
There was one place nearby to me, and maybe I'm going there tomorrow. Bring them into work.
I used to go to this apple farm where they would make like apple cinnamon donuts right in front of you, like right off the line. Oh, they were so good.
That does sound good.
Donuts.
This podcast is sponsored by Krispy Kreme.
And Homer Simpson.
Delicious. I don't know. I made donuts myself. That's easy. You can, folks at home, if you want a donut, you can just get some cheap biscuit dough, cut a hole in the middle of it, and fry it, and that's a donut.
Or
Fuck
if
it, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Or if you're not
you know
good
what?
at cooking, you can just make donut holes. That's even easier.
Yeah,
That's
don't even have to
that's
worry.
the bake a cake for Hune, but for this season is basically make a donut for Avery.
Nice.
Boom.
I've got a
Aw.
deep fryer. They make donuts so easy in that.
Oh,
No,
wow.
make a donut for your cat. Give your own cat some sugary sweets.
Adopt a cat, name the cat Avery, make the cat a donut.
Jeez, I've got a lot of homework.
If I'm,
Well, if
if I'm
you-
adopting a cat, it's going to be
Find
called
some
Chili
living
Donut.
organism to care and call your own.
Pull
And
a
should I
Whether
just
it be a
suck
cat or a romantic partner.
Do you want me to go out and get cursed too while I'm at it?
pull. If we were friends, you would.
That's bonus points.
Visual Novel Book Club does not endorse giving cats donuts in real life. That's probably bad for them.
Or getting a curse. That's also not a good idea.
Yeah, I don't actually make your cat diabetic.
Aw, don't say that. It's not cool. You don't just get diabetes from eating sweet things.
That's true, actually.
But you do get cavities, so don't give your cat cavities, okay?
Cat videos.
Cavities.
Damn it, no
Who
matter-
even knows what a donut would do to a cat? At the very least, the cat would have too much energy.
We're gonna get some comment on YouTube's like it would kill them, and it's gonna be really awkward.
I feel like that's
Yeah.
the natural. Yeah.
Right.
Or
yeah,
we'll get
you've-
one person that just like paused the video immediately and went out and did all this stuff, and then comes back and oh, you guys made my cat sick.
And then we have to go down because we get sued.
I will say, cats can eat a surprising amount of stuff because my cat will eat any sort of garbage, and then I have to look up on the internet, is this poisonous to my cat? And you're like, no, cats eat anything out of the trash.
Yeah, animals are...
They're just huge trash monsters.
No.
No wonder Avery is so good with trash. Anyway.
Animals are really resilient. Like, I once had a dog that ate a jar of jelly, and I mean the whole jar of jelly.
Surprisingly, one of the most poisonous things that cats will eat is houseplants. Certain houseplants are poisonous to them.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
So
Can
Buffy
cats
really
eat
should
donuts?
Leave that fern alone.
Petconsider.com.
Alexa! I don't actually have an Alexa.
I just yell at the woman down the hall.
The answer, as we have guessed, the answer to can cats have donuts is yes and no. Technically, cats can eat donuts, meaning that they can take a bite out of a donut and it won't cause them to
come
drop
on.
dead on
Well,
the
yeah, I can
spot.
technically eat
Yeah, I
cyanide.
know. The cat can ingest a donut. That's not what the question was.
That is so. What a
however,
bunch of splitting hair crap.
This food
Sorry,
is
go ahead.
extremely unhealthy for cats. There's no situation where it's a good idea
Oh my
to give your
God.
pet confectionaries.
This was the biggest non-answer I've ever heard in my life. Like, okay, first of all, cats.
My cat
eat-
accidentally ate a donut. Is he going to die or not?
That's the second result to my Google search, which is a Yahoo Answers question. My cat ate a donut, please help.
Oh, God, they got the best, best answer for that one.
While the health benefits of including some foods in the feline diet are hotly debated, donuts are not one
God,
of those
the
foods.
cat is dying as we speak.
God
Also,
damn it.
don't read any Yahoo answers. We're going to get sued by my Bam Bam.
What do you mean hotly debated? Like, is there like a board or magazines where people just no, a cat can't
yeah.
eat donuts? God damn it!
Anonymous asked, "Cat ate a donut. Help, please." My cat ate my sister's donut this morning. Donut is capitalized. It was one of the small jelly flakes ones. This isn't the first time, but still, will he be okay? He didn't eat the whole thing. My dad took it away.
Is donut capitalized a euphemism?
So I did find a result by Googling for donut cat poison or cat poison donut, which I realize now is probably not the best thing. But they did say it won't actually kill your cat, and you don't need to force it to vomit. So that answers that question. I really want some donuts now, but not cat poison flavored.
I'm so angry though about like a cat can physically eat it. Like, go fuck yourself.
It's like asking the question.
I'm going to sign up for Yahoo Answers count just to yell at this person.
Like, is my cat going to die? And the answer is like, well, yes, eventually.
It's one of those like. That's sincerely like, can I go to the bathroom? I don't know. Can you? Kind of bullshit. Like, shut the fuck up.
Oh my god.
Please, my bladder is exploding.
Oh, but the only way that a donut could be dangerous to a cat is if it had chocolate, raisins, or macadamia nuts on it, which are all toxic to cats, is what this says.
You know all those raisin donuts everybody eats?
Yeah, mine's delicious raisin donuts because I want to have a donut, but I don't want to have too much fun.
Hey, now, raisins can be pretty fun.
Yeah, okay, Grandma.
Only if they're from California.
Alright, I think we've answered that question.
Yes.
And the subsequent question of how fun can raisins be?
How fun can Pohoco be? No, I'm joking. Alright, so
final answer, can a cat eat a donut? It's up to you. It's a personal decision.
Just no chocolate. Alright, so...
I don't know, can a cat eat a donut?
That's the episode title. I don't know, can you? So, what's the next thing? The next thing is closing day.
I don't know. Are they poison?
Closing after Jelly Donut Day. So, now we finally get that point where we offer to walk Mason home at the end of the day. And we do, and she just kind of laughs and is like, why? You think I'm in danger? Like, what are you gonna do?
Wow, it's like, not walk you home, I guess. Jeez.
No, she's not, like, making fun of us or anything, but she's just kind of like, why? And leaves. And then Avery sees her walk off, in the same direction that they go home in, and so they're like, I wonder if she lives near me. Which I guess makes sense because we already know about the bodega.
But Avery doesn't know yet, right? That's still,
that's like the next thing that happens,
right?
Yeah, we the audience are professional sleuths.
And it kind of seems too like I think some of Mason kind of being a little standoffish with Avery is like she doesn't seem that she likes it if you don't just say what you mean. So like when Avery says, "Oh no, I like jelly donuts. Yeah. I want some donuts." She's like, "Okay, cool. I will make you some." But when Avery's just like, "Oh, I want to walk you home," Mason's like, "Well, just if you'd like me, just say it." I think that's implied.
Like why?
Yeah.
Like I imagine if he'd have responded to that why with like, "Well, because I kind of like you," she'd probably be like, "Okay, let's go."
Nerd.
Yeah.
Nerd.
So what you're saying is we're blowing it with Mason.
Oh yeah, I mean we spend this entire update blowing it, but for some reason Mason doesn't seem to care.
And like at with every person we've dated, Avery's like, "Am I flirting? Is this flirting? I don't know."
Oh, but we'll get a little bit later. But this time we finally find out Avery's canonical age, and frankly, everything makes sense now.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, we did? I didn't even notice that.
The next thing that happens is the scene with the bodega and the donut man. That's like Mason's dad or something. We don't know. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
But whoever that guy is.
But it's Mason's dad. Yeah,
or Mason's parental figure of some kind.
Maybe I'm going with grandpa.
Yeah.
Yo, but like I have my theory for Mason. So you tell me when you're ready to hear that shit. That is definitely.
Is it that Mason's been dead the entire time?
Whoa, no. That would be okay. But oh wait, yeah, actually, kind of.
Okay. All right, I'm ears.
All right. So, how long did they ever say how long they've been working at the cafe?
They do.
Hayes says it was like 2 weeks for him.
Yeah, the longest was like a couple of months.
Oh fuck. You okay?
Yeah.
No. All right. That's.
Yeah, it's what is Reese said he was the longest, and he had been a few months.
Well, did you ever hear if your theory doesn't work with the facts, you should change the facts to suit your theory?
I have heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard Einstein said that.
Yeah. So Mason, right, is like.
Let's just date this stuff right at the bat.
Mason's been there a couple years at the Cat Cafe, okay? But her father now thinks, she's dead because she's been gone so long, and she can't tell him because, she's a cat. So at the very least, she stays at the store. Boom. And then later stuff's gonna happen that I just realized we didn't talk about that helps validate this theory more. So we'll just leave it where it is. How's that sound? Okay?
I kind of get the impression something like that is happening, but maybe not, on the same time scale.
Yeah, maybe not as dark as what you're thinking, but maybe.
Every time we think something dark is happening in this game, it's not. So we should just reveal it.
Except for fucking people turning to rust.
Yeah.
But they live.
And getting trapped inside hyper prisons forever.
And he took them back out of the Shadow Realm.
He let them out. Yeah, that's true.
Rusty Bike's getting sent to the Shadow Realm, though. That was excellent.
Spider Coven.
You gotta say it with the umlaut.
Just to recap...
Spider Coven.
Did you ever see... There's a movie called American Movie where these two guys... It's a pretty good movie. It's like a documentary kind of thing, but these two guys in, I think it's Minnesota, just want to make their own horror movie, and they're kind of like losers and stuff, but the movie's called Coven, but they keep pronouncing it Coven, and ever since then I keep saying Coven. It pisses me. Anyway, sorry.
Even while you're watching American Horror Story?
Which is the worst show on television, I might add.
Which is the movie that they made eventually.
Yes, essentially. Don't get me started. I was just thinking about American Horror Story today.
All right, so to recap
we're not getting you started on that.
The scene, which we have been through before, is that Avery goes in to get a donut and sees Mason in the store as a cat and is like, "Mason, is that you?" And she opens her eyes and hisses at him. And the man at the store is like, "Why are you upset my cat? Get out of my store." And Avery takes the donut and leaves.
P.S. My daughter's dead and missing! Sorry.
Dead and missing,
Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can't find her body.
The double whammy.
I'm sure of it.
So then...
She slid out the back of the hearse.
So this time, when we go...
My cat reminds me of her! Sorry.
This man is
stop.
So unexpectedly upset as he's telling us all these things. It's got an urgency to it.
Yeah.
But anyway, this time when we go to work, or it's Saturday or whatever, we get a choice of who we We get that same choice of who we want to hang out with, and instead we just picked Stay Put, and you just skip that whole scene. And it just skips to when Graves shows up and does the whole I know you've been studying magic, low-key thing. And it just skips that whole scene. I was kind of disappointed in that. But I guess...
I am serious, and don't call me Loki.
Oh my god. I've been waiting so long for somebody to say that. I think of it every time I use the word Loki. Because it's my brand. But I guess Mason spends the off day not at the cafe, so it wouldn't matter. And I guess Hayes also spends the day, I don't know, on a date with that other cat. Who fucking knows? We'll find out, folks.
Yeah, Hayes was the second most highest voted. Is that the grammar that I should be using when speaking words? Probably.
Most highest? Yeah, that's close.
Yeah, he was the second most goodest voted thing.
I know English well.
Mm-hmm.
Penultimate vote.
Ah, yes,
yeah,
of course.
That's about that. Yeah, there you go. Boom. Saludictorian.
So...
Where were we?
It really paid obeisances.
God, that's a whole nother.
I hope the folks at home can hear the facial expressions that I've been making this whole time. I know that they can't, but I just hope they feel it in their heart.
I hope they
one day we'll have visual podcasts. God, I wonder what they'll call those.
Perhaps we should add visuals to this pod. Anyway, go ahead.
For our live stream or whatever, we'll just all face cam. I'm sure that'll work out great with sync and everything.
Then they'll know I'm just playing Splatoon the entire time.
God damn.
You know, just kill my dreams. It's fine. The end is nigh. I hate this game, but whatever.
Well,
glad we're all paying the appropriate amount of seriousness to this.
Yo, I pointed out Salutatorian. I'm paying attention. Don't worry about it.
Okay,
right.
Yeah.
So cats, right? That's what we were talking about.
What the fuck are cats about?
Cats, what's going on?
What is the deal with cats?
So, what is the next dumb thing that happens in this story? Oh, right. So, Avery goes to... because the only thing I have next in my notes is all caps, cooking is the most mysterious magic of all, so I have to remember how we got there.
That's right.
After we go to the store, then we go down into the basement, and Mason's like, yo, what's up? Why are you freaking out down here? Because Avery's a big baby, to go down into the basement to investigate graves again. And it's like, oh shit, there's a fake skeleton and all these other Halloween decorations down here. I'm super scared, and here's Mason coming down the stairs to just get coffee beans or whatever. And freaks out. And Mason's like, what are you doing down here? Nothing, what are you doing down here?
I came out to get coffee, you dink.
Yeah, and Mason's like, yeah, there's supplies down here. It's like, oh, so you come down here often? Yeah, there's supplies. That's part of my job. I love how straight Mason plays this, basically.
And I hate the fact that every time Avery's just like, oh, haha, right. Like, how many times does he say some version of that?
Yeah.
Like, oh, right,
you're dumbass, catch up.
Right, you're doing your job. And then internally thinking, oh shit, flirting time.
Is this flirting? Oh my god. The whole time during the interview, Avery's just sweating constantly. I think he's flirting with me.
Yeah, it does kind of great, especially over the multiple playthroughs, as we learn more about all the characters, for Avery to continue to be completely...
It grates across the playthroughs. Yeah, it grates across the playthroughs. Plus, in this particular run, it's grating because the exchange is always pretty much the same. Avery will say something stupid, and Mason will be like, just the straight answer, and then Avery will respond, oh yeah, that's right, and then internally think, oh boy, I'm dumb, and then it just continues on like that.
Yeah, there's not a lot of growth or adjustment on either part. Like, Avery doesn't, hit a breaking point for a long time to be like, why don't, what's your deal? Which would probably be more appropriate to have happened at this point, rather than having the same interaction over and over again. But yeah, so then it becomes time for Avery to talk about, okay, I've been studying magic, and I need to talk to someone else about this. I need to talk to someone else about breaking the curse. And so now that's Mason. And again, now that it's somebody else, it made the most sense for it to be Reese always. And now that and with Mason, it makes as little sense as it does with Finley. Maybe even less sense, because Mason is so not even anywhere near magic.
My only explanation for this is Avery's like, oh, Mason's gonna make me donuts. Make me even more donuts if I remove this cat curse for her.
Or to be totally fair, Avery is kind of a awkward 19-year-old who's gives me kind of an excuse to talk to Mason about something important.
What? Avery's 19?
Yeah.
Didn't we mention that earlier?
We learn a little bit later, but yeah, Avery's fucking 19.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I didn't actually... I was the one that didn't actually catch how old Avery was.
Yeah, Avery's 19.
I remember that part, yeah.
Sort of legitimate
different
surprise.
Too. That might have been in one of the earlier ones, I think, yeah.
I didn't catch it till this playthrough, if it was.
Avery's fucking 19.
I still haven't caught it.
That explains everything about them being a dumb baby. Sorry to all the 19-year-olds out there, but Avery being 19 and not knowing how to do anything makes
Thank you
way
for
more
calling out
sense.
Thank you for calling out like 90% of our fan base for no fucking reason.
Oh yeah, all the
D-Mac.
19-year-olds
Good
that
job.
listen to us.
Surprise, if you're 19, you don't know shit.
Hey, come on. Hey.
Alright, you know a little bit of shit.
Maybe there's one.
But you're gonna be okay.
It's true though, yeah. Right.
Let's not lie to him.
Okay, sorry.
Oh yeah, you're completely fucked. You're not making 38, so get used to it. Midlife crisis time.
You saw this election. You know how it's going.
Alright, folks. Let's dial it back for the sake of the 19-year-olds out there.
You'll be fine.
Alright, let's get fucking serious about our hustle cat.
Yeah,
Anyhow.
seriously, cooking is magic.
Yeah.
All right.
But so Mason hasn't even Mason hasn't even talked about being a cat ever. Mason hasn't even really talked about anything with the cat curse, with living with it. Like, she's talked about it less than Finley had at this point. It's really
even Hayes was just like, I really like this, and everyone at some point was like, yeah, I deal with this.
Yeah.
Mason's during Avery's freakout was just sit down, shut up, and calm down.
Yeah, and even when they go to the basement, like everybody, it's all this arcane stuff, and Mason's like, "Hey, let's look at the quartz."
Yeah, I like that because she's down there in
we
the
missed
basement.
that actually.
Yeah, like he's afraid that she's gonna rat him out or something, or she's not gonna want him snooping around, and she's like, "No, go ahead, keep looking. You might find something neat." And she actually goes to show him something. She picks up this rock and gives it to him, and he's like, "Oh, a rock, pretty neat." And she's like, turn it over, you dummy. And it's a geode.
Yeah, she mentions that she likes crystals. Or no, Avery's like, "You like crystals?" And Mason's response was, "Who doesn't?"
That's great.
And the best is,
and she mentions she collected quartz when she was younger. And I think Avery says something along the lines of, "Oh, is she like one of those weird soul crystal
the healing
people?"
crystals, right? Yeah.
No. The best part is that so Avery realizes that the whole crystal thing, and then Avery's like, "I wonder if she's one of those healing crystal people," and then immediately thinks, "Oh wait, no, I should not ask that at all. I'm not even going to bring that up."
My mind, of course, went to the jerk off crystals,
of course.
Which, if you've never heard about, don't look that
Bastion
up.
of only the particular subculture that we are a part of.
I've never heard of it before.
You didn't. What?
I've never heard of that.
No.
Who started that? Because I remember Cherry Doom talking about it a lot and making a lot of jokes about.
I don't know.
Was that all the way
people
back?
That started.
That was that was already way the fuck back, and it was it was a personal a Craigslist post or something that was going around as a joke, and it was a guy who needed other guys to come help charge his jerk off crystal.
Okay, so this is a legitimate subculture, which is just it's like the healing crystals, but they're only powered by masturbation. Mm-hmm. And you store your cum energy in them, I guess, and then wear it around.
Hustle Cat is an explicit podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Was the word legitimate just used in there? Did I catch that one?
Legitimate in the sense that it's not my fantasy that I'm exploring with you guys at this particular moment on this podcast.
Okay.
Legitimate as in it exists somewhere else on the internet.
Yeah,
as legitimate as the internet can be.
Yeah.
It was on Craigslist. How bad can one person lie on Craigslist?
Yeah, I think people who are into crystals and crystal healing, there are other more conventional ways of charging crystals with energy, but I don't know enough about it to tell you what they are.
Wait, hold on, I'm sorry. Do you think there are? Do you think there is any other conventional way of charging a crystal?
I'm not sure, because when you've got such a surefire method like that, why would you need anything else?
Well, I didn't want to bring it up, but I have these donut crystals that I charge by eating donuts, and then I wear them
I thought you were going somewhere else with that!
I was going to say, man, the chafing alone on that was...
No, it gives me good donut luck when I wear the donut crystal.
I will say some of the healing crystal stuff is sort of interesting, because there's like malachite that helps reduce stress, and then like you research malachite, and it's like, yeah, that's basically fossilized asbestos, but like cool.
See, I had an aunt that used to be really big into the New Age kind of healing and healing crystals and stuff. She had like rubies and quartzes and all that kind of neat stuff. And even if you don't believe that kind of healing stuff, crystals are just neat to look at.
Or jerk off to, as the case may be, I guess.
It is fascinating. I'm really fascinated by artificial symbolism and stuff like that, and it is neat to, like, I don't know. It's whether it's real or not. It's which it's not, but it's a neat thing to. I don't know. Maybe I just like Steven Universe a lot, so now all of a sudden I know all this stuff about all the supposed symbolism and meaning behind like all these different crystals and gems.
Don't they
really? Now I know how to pronounce peridot.
Oh my god!
Yeah, peridot.
How dare you?
Don't they put quartz crystals in like circuits for robots or something? Isn't that like a thing?
Quartz is actually really good at telling time, essentially. So use that in CPU clocks.
So if we're listing the people that we pissed off in this episode, it's 19-year-olds and crystal healers.
That's fine.
Yes.
How about that? I had a point I was going to bring up, and I completely lost it. I was just kind of hoping to play it off.
When Avery,
thank you. Yes.
So when Avery
ride that train,
finally asks Mason to come over and study magic, they end up just like standing there like an idiot, looking at Mason, like watching Mason cook while they're trying to decide what to do, I guess. And like, so they just end up like watching Mason cook, and like all I put in my notes is she doesn't hate it. So I guess just like it's like, oh no, it's like she's like, oh no, it's fine. Like,
actually, I think before Avery asked her to come back to the apartment, he was kind of talking to her about. Is it at this point that he says that he broke the curse, or he figured out how to break the curse? Yeah, and he comes out to her and says, you know, I think I've got this book. I've broken the curse. I think I can help you break the curse. And her response to that is just a very flat, straight, just nah. I don't need.
No thanks. I'm fine.
No thanks. I'm cool with it. It's like, no, I don't think you heard me. We can get rid of the curse. It's like, no, but I'm cool being a cat.
Yeah,
she's like,
we have
cool.
this back and forth for like maybe a few exchanges. And he's like, maybe I'm just not saying this right, or maybe not understanding, but I think I can break the curse. And she's like, no, I get it. I'm fine. I don't need my curse broken. Thanks.
I like being a cat.
I do like Mason was just like, no, I'm like happy for you. That's cool stuff. I'm sure the others will be thrilled, but for me, no, it's...
Yeah, it's a good response.
That's because her father thinks she's been dead these years, and it's been too long for her to go back, so she, and upset him.
And
so
the only way he can charge his crystal nowadays is through grief energy.
Yes! Look, if you're not going to take my awesome theory seriously, Alright,
So Avery's like, well, but what about all the stuff you don't get to do because you turn into a cat? Like, and they list off all these things, like, oh, you don't want to, like, go shopping. And she's like, well, I don't really care about shopping.
I don't like shopping.
And finally, the only one that she can't...
Which makes me like Mason more.
The only thing that she can't deny is, like, Avery's like, well, you can't go on dates. And she just, like,
yeah,
blushes.
That got her to raise an eyebrow.
Yeah. And so then she's like, okay, like, I'll come hang out with you. And when Avery like says, well, come over and study magic with me, she says, well, I thought you said I couldn't date as a cat. And Avery's like,
Avery turns
Avery
red.
says, oh crap!
Humana.
And again, we get the creepy cat date motif.
Yeah.
Rearing its head.
Yeah.
So an interesting thing that happens after this scene is that we go out into the main area of the cafe, and Reese comes and hassles us about Mason.
Yeah,
and, like,
Reese the busybody.
Yeah.
Reese just, like, super jealous now that we dated him and is dating someone else now.
Serious.
Finley
fucking moved on,
I think we're skipping over... Oh, Reese is first, right? Is it Reese before he talks about the only game he's got?
Yeah,
my favorite line.
Yeah, I know that line, but I think that comes. I think that comes like around. It's in this area. I can't remember the exact sequence.
Yeah, bring it up. Reese just like all that Reese does is saying, "Oh, you better not get too close to Mason." And Avery's like, "What? You don't want to lose your only chef?" Well, I mean, yeah, that, but also I don't really know her that well, so I don't know what the hell's gonna happen. And Reese, like, Avery sort of, like, talks to Reese about it, and Reese is like, well, I only really have a hunch, but trust me, hunches are good. They're the best.
It does remind me
I've learned to trust him as a 19-year-old.
Yeah.
I'm usually good with these things.
Oh yeah, Avery calls Reese a kid again, and Reese says we're the same age.
The whole sequence reminds me of how much I like Avarice, aka Avery and Reese, the ultimate pairing.
Yeah, the OTP of this game.
I went there. Yeah.
I wonder what Reese really knows about Mason. Like, does Reese know something else that he's not telling us? But it seems like no. It seems like Reese is just full of shit, which is interesting.
Maybe not even full of shit, but so much that it's possible too that, you know, Mason keeps to herself, and maybe Reese like knows everybody else's deal, and it's just the fact of like, I don't know her deal, so there's got to be something she's hiding.
Yeah.
That was pretty much what Reese was hinting at. It's just like, yeah, she keeps a distance between people, so when you try and close that distance, weird stuff can happen.
There's a love song that even says that, I think. When you try to close that distance, you know, weird
yeah,
stuff
I
can
made
happen.
it up right now.
Yeah, no. I think
Copyright,
it was
Turbo C, 2017.
Let us know when your album drops.
Well, it's been copyrighted, so I guess it probably has, right? Is that how that works?
Yeah, or it should have been trademarked. I'm not actually sure how copyright law works.
That's copyright. It's a work of art. So it's technically copyrighted.
I actually know how copyright law works. It was just transition. It was a transition to get us onto a different topic, but now we're just stuck on copyright law as we are now.
Oh my god. So Reese and Avery get into a
you.
fight. They start like ragging on each other, and
You're not my dad.
And Mason shows up to basically like be stern.
Yeah, he says you're not my dad.
Mason shows up to be stern and break it up, and this, like, Mason tells Reese to, like, Reese is like, you know, saying bad stuff about Avery, and Mason, like, tells Reese to go easy on us and laughs, and Reese is shocked that Mason laughs. So this is, like, the first time either of them have ever seen her laugh or smile or be casual in any way. This just kind of, to me, it's like, okay, here are the two women that we can date, which is Finley and Mason, and both of them kind of have a maternal relationship with Avery. Like, they're both there to, like, take care of Avery. And that to me is kind of a letdown. It's like, oh well, these are the only ways that they are, huh? Okay, well. It's not like Avery doesn't, like, I mean, maybe Avery needs someone to do that for them, but, like, not someone that they're also dating. I don't know. It's the same kind of power dynamic again, like with Finley, where it's like, oh, you dumb baby, I'm gonna take care of you. It's just, like, with a slightly different flavor.
Yeah. But I do like Mason's a little bit better, because instead of it's like, I'll take care of you, it's like, no, let me teach you to be more self-sufficient a little bit. And we didn't exactly get to that, but
yeah, there's a point where she helps him, but in a way that's going to make him better, and it's not just taking care of him.
Back to the two things.
Total MILF, am I right? Yeah.
Was so at one point Avery now at this point like is talking about not having any game, and the only game I've got is Tiddlywinks.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
rough
yes,
line.
that's right. Yeah.
And then we get like immediately after that we get one of the few.
What
was that?
Wait.
That was like
what is it?
That was back when Avery's like, what is this? Is this flirting? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. What is it with visual novels and like really old games? Like Tiddlywinks and Kick the Can.
Tiddlywinks, Hoop Stick.
Making sure Korean women don't talk. You know, like what's with all that? No, alright, but
it's like the Ready Player One of...
Oh, no, bite your tongue. Bite your tongue.
I read that book. I hated it.
You read it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
It was recommended to me, and it was like one of the books I've read in like the past several years.
Oh my goodness.
I'm so sorry. Good thing you're reading all these visual novels now. That counts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've gone beyond the simple pen to the paper type novel.
Yeah.
Tsukuhime 999 ever 17.
level.
I didn't cut any corners. Sorry.
Let's see. So Avery puts their address on a piece of paper because Avery's like, "Oh, I'll text you my address so you can come over," and Mason's like, "I'm not gonna have hands."
I'm gonna be a cat.
So Avery puts their address on a piece of paper, and then ends up like drawing little things on it, and like draws a map and like little like cute little drawings on it, and then it's like, I've gone overboard.
Wasted too much time.
That's very relatable to me. Being like way too extra and not realizing it until it's too late is definitely relatable to me personally. So that was good. And he gives it to Mason, and because she says she has stuff to do before she comes over later. Who knows what that is?
I don't.
Hang out with her dead father. Wait, no. Hang out with her father.
She kills her own father, and then
her
father is also dead, and he's a ghost. Yeah.
So this next scene is pretty good, I think. Avery gets home and doesn't want to order food.
Before we do that,
that
I want to point out that there's this one little scene where it's after Mason has left and Avery is about to leave, and he kind of notices that he's left a mess, and he notices that Landry's cleaning up after him, and he kind of has this little moment where he's like, "Oh, I guess he figured that it would take more time for me to clean it up than if he just did it himself. Sorry, Landry." And then it's the next scene.
Yeah, like he just shits on Landry, like, "Oh well."
It's like, thanks, sorry.
Then Landry's like, "I told you magic was a scourge. It makes people so."
Also, how bad do you have to be at cleaning up that someone else has to follow you and fix it?
There's all this.
Well, we've
This
seen
house
Avery's
is a garbage
apartment.
heap.
Yeah.
Like, do you just move it to the other side of the room?
Like, trash follows this guy wherever he goes.
Yeah,
He's a
I don't
trash
know.
magician. Shit happens.
It must
He is
be
trash
magic.
man.
But yeah, so Avery gets home and is like, "Oh, I should cook something for Mason. I shouldn't order out." That's like the whole thing. That's her whole thing.
That's her thing.
Yeah.
And so
And then proceeds to do none of that.
yeah, Avery just like is like, "What's around?" And of course, they don't have any food in their house. Like they don't have anything, like they don't have any meals planned or anything like that. They just have a bunch of like leftovers and like random.
Yeah, he opens his
things.
fridge and there's like a bunch of rotten shit in there. He has to throw it out and then like spray air conditioner in like the fridge to get it to not stink.
It mentions at some point like just setting aside a bunch of boxes, and I'm just imagining it's just 5 boxes of baking soda in a pyramid.
Yeah.
Like, none of it's, like, I don't know about you guys, but most of the stuff that comes in boxes are not ingredients for food. None of that is, like, a steak or some raw chicken to be cooked.
Yeah.
Arguably macaroni and cheese.
I would
Let's-
imagine that would be the only thing Avery could potentially only cook.
Yeah, let's. Yeah, I mean, I can do macaroni and cheese. That's the metric that you know something is not almost assuredly not really cooking.
It's not
Yeah.
even really food if we're talking.
Right? Yeah, and we are talking.
Oh shit.
So yeah, Avery makes a pile of food, and the thing I wrote down that they say is they look over at Mochi and they're like, "Mochi, this is too hard." And Avery, just make some fucking pasta. Calm down, it's not that bad.
Avery
Avery,
invited someone over to their apartment and said, "Oh shit, I better make my apartment presentable for them." Didn't clean up their apartment, pulled all the food out of their cabinets and just stacked them in a pile in the corner somewhere.
Yeah. So then
Yeah.
You effectively made the trash worse.
fortunately,
And then when they
but Mason.
Yeah, and then when they get there, they're like, "Well, I thought about cooking, but I can't cook, so let's just get a pizza."
The good news, though, is that Mason is so upset over her father, who thinks she's dead, that she's not hungry anyway. So it works
Oh my
out.
God.
Boom.
So Mason,
I'm telling you.
Mason comes over and
Mason's a ghost cat.
Very nice about everything, and like honestly, and she's
as nice as she can be.
She's like, cooking only seems hard because you're doing it alone, and she says that she learned from her grandparents and that she cooked with her grandparents. And
I will say my favorite. So like Avery was like, "Oh, maybe if I hurry, I can order a pizza before she gets here." She gets there immediately after he says that. Or they say that.
Yeah.
Oh, and then he hears scratching at the door, and he's like, "What's that?" And then the scratching gets louder, like, "Huh? Is that Mochi?" And then, "Avery, I'm outside."
Yeah.
Like, damn it, Avery!
Giant dumb baby.
Oh, I thought you would ring the doorbell. Literally a line that Avery says.
Yeah, he says that. Then I realized you couldn't.
So Avery actually asked Mason, like, "Hey, I was gonna cook something, but we can order a pizza instead." And then Mason says, "No." Avery's like, "Oh, you don't like pizza? I should have figured." It's like, "No, I like pizza, just not when it's your excuse to not cook."
Oh!
Sick burn.
Dip, I say.
She's nice about it in that, like, no, we're gonna do this because you need to do this. And, like, I think she can tell that Avery kind of wants to do this, but doesn't know how. And, but it is, again, like, still very, like, maternal.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm gonna teach you how to do it. And she's very nice about it, but it's just, like, it doesn't strike me as, like, super romantic. It's more like,
could have been
do a nice thing for you.
No, totally agree. This could have been a lot more, like, romantic and stuff,
This is sort of in line with how... Now that I know Avery's 18, this fits... Or 19. Avery's 12.
Yeah.
Now I know this fits a lot better, though.
Now that we know that Mason is 60, yeah, no, it's... No,
like, how old is Mason, I wonder? Probably not, like, super older, but, I mean, she could be, like, 22? I don't know.
I think they're all gonna be, like, that 18 to 21, you know what I mean?
Another
Like,
thing about
I don't think...
Avery being 19 is that when you fill out your character sheet or whatever in the beginning, it says, like, degree yes, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously
Are you implying a high school degree is not a degree?
Oh, I guess that's it.
Oh my god, just stop insulting every potential fan of...
it's a high school diploma, is how you say it. Anyway.
I think a GED is technically... Well, whatever.
Don't stay in school, it's not cool.
No, I guess Avery
here's
should
the
also
thing.
be in school.
Avery doesn't know shit. So when it says degree, who the fuck knows what Avery's thinking? Avery could be like, I don't know,
There's no reason to give Avery the third degree.
Man, how's that tiddlywinks?
But yeah, so they make
Oh boy, is this flirting?
Yeah, is this flirting?
Is this podcast flirting?
That's the final outcome of this, is that everybody on the podcast is shipped with everybody else on the podcast. That's, of course, the natural end point. That's when we know we have to stop the show.
Right.
Please don't ship us.
Telegram for Avery Gray. Is this flirting? This is awesome.
You're only allowed to ship us if you can write an entire visual novel involving the visual novel book.
Avery, get into my office. I need to speak to you right now. Is this flirting?
Wait, is this flirting? That could be Avery's game show.
Yeah, they just present him with different situations, and then the question is this flirting? And then he looks at the audience like,
so you think you got game, and the game is tiddlywinks.
Bachelorette number 2. Is this flirting?
Bachelorette 2, how do you think this is going?
I'm a big dumb baby. What are you gonna do with me?
Your boss asked you to rate him as an interviewer. Is this flirting? Let's hope not. The Catspaw lawyers are on the scene now. But
oh my god. So they make what, like pasta and vegetables?
Yeah, some like pan-fried vegetables and pasta, which, I'm gonna be honest, doesn't sound that great. Like, each of those individually are pretty good. And honestly, I would have just accepted, like, some, pan-fried veggies.
Yeah, it seemed
or
like
just some pasta.
The only ingredients that were mentioned explicitly were olive oil, pasta, and vegetables.
And also,
Canned
there's
not even types of vegetables. Who knows what it was?
Canned vegetables, and there's no way that olive oil wasn't rancid. There's just no way.
Yeah. At the end, Mason is like, well, this would be better if the ingredients were fresh, so who knows how stale everything was.
But I'm a cat, so who gives a shit?
Yeah, Mason basically says, I'm not going to be picky. You made it.
So yeah,
I do want to mention, though, that this scene had one particular line that when they first decide, okay, Mason, I'm gonna teach you how to cook, and then Avery's like, well, how are you gonna do that? You're a cat. And then Mason's like, well, I'll supervise you. I'll tell you what to do, and then you do it. And then Avery's like, isn't there a movie about that?
That is, I like that. Yeah,
I love the idea that Avery thought Mason was going to teach him by just having Mason do the cooking. So you're going to teach me just by doing it, right? And then I learn.
Full of no karate.
Maybe that's why Avery doesn't know how to cook still, because whoever Avery had around to teach them how to cook was like, oh, you just watch me and then you'll get it, right? Didn't work. So they
I do like
Taught
this
me.
scene, though. I mean, I've got friends that, when I say they don't know how to cook, I mean they literally don't know how to cook. Like, they can't boil spaghetti.
You didn't have flour in your house. Don't think I forgot about that.
Jesus, what the hell brought that on?
Because you're like, I have friends who don't know how to cook. I remember all y'all making a cake.
I
gonna
feel
bring out all
so
the
attacked
receipts
right
right
now.
I'm taking out all my receipts from the cake.
Hey, I made the cake, okay? I went out and bought the ingredients, and I made the cake. That deserves a little respect around here.
I made the cake sick.
Y'all
That
made
is, I was
cakes.
sick. I didn't make it. Yeah.
I thought you were really promoting your cake there.
Sick cake.
How
My cake
quickly
was
did you
sick,
forget?
Is this flirting? What's going on?
You all did a very good job, and I'm very proud of all of you. Okay.
Oh, speaking
Thank
of
you. Your
maternal,
approval means
Jesus
so
Christ,
much.
yeah, all right, good, whatever.
So that pretty much covers everything that we read up to.
No, there's
I
still
think-
the lead up, like we're gonna study magic, and
Oh,
they're
yeah,
on
then
the
they study
couch,
magic.
and once again we find ourselves
Creepy
at this
purring.
weird intersection of cats and romance. And Avery is reading from the book and isn't sure if Mason is paying attention. But then whenever they pause, then she's obviously paying attention. And I think there's even a line that's maybe no one else pays her, has taken this much interest in her or paid that much attention to her because she's so off-putting, which I thought was an interesting insight.
See, yeah, that's the thing, because Reese is like, oh, she keeps everybody at a distance, and is that really true? Because, Avery didn't seem to have any problem, getting close to her. So maybe
Even
it's
Avery,
really...
the fucking idiot.
Yeah, so maybe it's just really nobody else has bothered to try.
Yeah, that's I think this whole little interaction really flips that around, and it's well, is that really why? Or maybe she just, she is the way she is and people stay away from her, but not when Avery's straightforward and is hey, do you want to do this thing? She's yeah.
When Avery's too dumb to read the normal social cue of leave me alone, basically, which Mason didn't realize she was putting out.
Who's the
Two
dumb baby
dumb
now?
babies bumping into each other in the night.
Yeah, see? There we go. I'm liking every Mason a little better. Every Mason a little better.
It's masonry.
Mavery.
Oh, it is masonry.
Masonry.
It's masonry.
Yeah,
Yep.
Masonry.
Oh, that's
does
really
work,
good.
yeah.
Cancel the podcast.
The name's really good, but I'm still a fan of Avarice in terms of the actual relationship.
Well, it just makes the most sense for the plot. Because this doesn't develop the plot. What we're doing right now, it actually is almost anti-plot.
So there is one thing that got me thinking. So Mason falls asleep on our shoulder while we're reading, and basically the same way that Reese did. And I just got wondering, do they have to sleep as much as regular cats do? Look, what is the physiology of this? Is what I'm saying.
I bet we'll find out on the
cats eat like
haze
18
route.
hours of sleep. Yeah.
Can a transformed cat eat raisins? Who knows?
That's
Not
super
they can't.
I think so, right? Because they eat like
There's no
pizza.
rule that says a cat.
They're magic, right? So
They're still people.
what the fuck?
Yeah. Because that when Finley comes over, Avery's like, "Can you even eat pizza?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm still a person."
It's true.
Well, what the fuck does Finley know?
Well, I mean, she would have
That's
had
also
Magic
true.
expert.
she would have had some negative consequences if she had not
Yo.
been able to eat people food as a cat.
Day one of her fucking magic studies, Finley's like, how do I work Twitter into this? Like, you'll give me, like, like, Finley knows what the fuck's going on with magic, because she does not.
But she would learn through experience, even if she didn't know. The experience of trying to eat something, and then it either worked or it didn't work.
Oh, that experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, they fall asleep, and when Avery wakes up the next morning, I guess that's where we stop our reading. Do we want to like have a little bit of a cliffhanger for that? Because when Avery wakes up the next morning, Mason already left.
Mason's dead.
Whoa, maybe she was a
Again.
ghost.
No, her father
Mason's just
thinks
gone.
she is. That's the fucking angle. Poor Mason's father. I felt
Sorry,
so bad.
I didn't remember the continuity of our fake hypothesis here.
You want to hear the fucked up part? Is I forgot about the time frames. I was driving home from work and that hit me, and I'm like, this is a good theory. And then I like started thinking more about it, and I kind of felt bad for Mason's father, even though this is just I'm like, no, because
So
you know
so you invented this story and then felt bad for the characters in it.
But, like, also, you know, the guy's, like, standoffish and stuff when you go to see him, and it would make sense. He just lost his kid. And then I'm like, you know, God, that's terrible. And, like, Mason can't tell him, so she just has to come and cat for him. And maybe this guy's got this connection with this cat because he doesn't realize it's his daughter who's lost and presumed dead and all that. And it all fits, except for she's only been there, like, a couple months. And it's like, wow, did this guy give up on his daughter that quickly? You know, that
Okay.
But maybe they
Okay,
got
we
into
can
a fight
save
and she
this.
ran away.
We can save this. The guy has, like, a thing where he thinks that too much time passes, so he thinks it's been years.
Whoa. Yeah, okay, yeah, all right. I
Look,
can
this
work
is
with
all
this.
you're gonna get. Either take it or leave it.
So he's
I'm
he's
taking
a
it.
time traveler actually, and he's been stuck in the same month for 12 years.
It does have to be. I mean, it's got to be something that's her father. I mean, he looks like her, kind of. You know.
Okay.
Or her grandfather.
So what I've been thinking for like what's going to happen next time is how is the police going to work into this situation?
You're right.
The father finally reports his missing daughter.
That's right.
Who was actually the police officer?
That'll be the police will show up in this because Mason. I'm buying into. I mean, I've also had an inkling that there was some sort of like missing or ran
I think
away
a missing
thing.
persons might be a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
There has to be something involved where I feel like she is like cool with whoever the store owner is in some familial way. But she's like wants to be around them in some regard and can only do it in cat form. I mean, being real, like, I don't know how that could work.
But I do wonder if they have like they didn't have a good relationship because like why would she not want to hang around them as a person? Why is she like, nah, I'm good with being a cat?
What if she had a falling out years ago with her father and they haven't talked in like a decade?
Yeah.
But like the only way she can spend time with him now is in cat form.
That's good. Like maybe, or okay, yeah, like they had a fight and it's like either her fault or she thinks it's her fault, and like you know what I mean? Like she's like doesn't think he'll like let her make restitution or something, or like forgive her, you know? So it's like this or nothing.
Or sometimes you just burn too many bridges to go back.
But you know, folks, I thought Reese's parents were dead and they were just off screen the whole time. So I feel like it's not going to be as heartfelt as we think it's going to be.
Yo, you know what? Hey, D-Vac, you can just miss me with that shit, okay? Because, like, this is a fucking awesome theory, and I love every second of it, okay? And I always wanted to say miss me with that.
I was like about to say, I'm so proud of you for using the kid slang correctly.
That's right.
Good job.
Yeah, catch me outside.
Oh my god.
Catch these hands.
Catch these hands. You listen to that too, right? Yeah, okay. So, okay.
Oh my god.
It's a good story, though. Even if it doesn't turn out that way, I'll just say that the actual story didn't happen.
Yeah.
What do our viewers know? Let's lie to them. Let's say that's what happens.
This is what you get for not playing the game.
What if it's something, like, incredibly stupid? Like, I always wanted to work at that corner store and I could never get a job there.
They don't need a cook there. They just bring stuff in on the truck. I don't know why I applied there.
It was always my dream, and then I realized I couldn't do it.
I don't have any people skills. Until I met you, Avery. Is this funny?
Damn it!
We'll find out next time on Hustle Cat.
I guess we're gonna finish the Mason route.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
And then, I figure after we finish the Mason route, we'll give people another chance to vote, get that engagement going.
Yeah.
To see if they're the people that voted for Mason want to see Landry. Want to tip the favor in Landry's favor.
I'm going to trust you guys to make the right decision.
Tip the favor in Landry's flavor, if you know what I'm saying. Hey, Hustle Cat.
Don't you want to know?
This is 88.5 FM, and we're going offline.
No. It sounds like Guy Fieri. Gotta tip
and welcome to Favorite.
Is it appropriate to tell a story about Guy Fieri?
Now
sure,
at the end of the podcast?
Yeah, okay.
We'll treat you guys for sticking around.
This is the after the credits types.
Yeah, this is the
extra
bonus.
special.
I'm streaming a video game, and I don't know if you knew this, but like Taco
Guy
Bell
Fieri shows up.
Taco Bell will like donate $1 to put like an advertisement on your stream. I don't mean it's like a brand deal or anything, but like they'll donate like bits or whatever, and it's like, hey, check out the whatever. So someone with the account Taco_Bell gives like $1 in bits and goes, hey, when you're at Taco Bell, try the new like Guy Fieri. It was something ridiculous like monkey burrito with donkey sauce. And then I took that seriously at face value, and I'm like, how fucking awful does that sound? It's so disgusting and everything. The next morning I woke up and I'm like, I'm an idiot. That's totally fake. That's totally like someone who like trolled and had that account and made up. I completely fell for it. And I tweeted like, all right, I fell for it. Someone came back to me, no, it was absolutely real. There really is a thing called Guy Fieri donkey sauce.
Oh, no.
And yes.
Wasn't the donkey sauce also revealed to just be like sriracha?
It was like it's something like really like innocuous.
Yeah, it's like something. It's like 2 other sauces combined. It's like Worcestershire and like sriracha or something. It's like ridiculously stupid.
Yeah, it's like shit you'd make when you're in high school and at the diner, and it's like, yo, fuck Béarnaise sauce. I got this. It's barbecue and like ketchup or something,
But why donkey sauce? I'm not making what the connection there is supposed to be.
Because Guy Fieri is a fucking chef, okay? Don't question his culinary vision, alright? Fucking Mason only wishes.
There's no connections in Flavortown, man. Just freeways.
That made me sad. That made me sadder than Mason's father thinking she's dead this whole time.
Just keep hanging on to that. It'll work out.
It's gonna happen.
It's one of those things, if you believe it hard enough, you'll reel.
It's like The Secret, only with Hustle Cat.
Viewers at home, clap along if you believe fairies are real.
Catch these hands. Yeah,
oh
alright.
My god.
Alright. I think that's all the time we have time for.
Please free me from this.
I mean, it's time for
donkey sauce.
Oh my god, okay. Sorry, something really scary just happened. My computer went to sleep, as you said. That's all the time we have time for, and I was scared I just lost my entire project.
I power my crystals with donkey sauce.
Fuck! With the fucking 1 second on the clock, and you have to tap in the fucking title of the episode.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I was like, is this gonna be flirting or no?
God, stop the recording. We're done. That's it.
We're done. That is
done.
Yeah.